Hi, everybody. Sorry to keep you waiting. Just watching the Vikings game. They're getting creamed. So, anyway, welcome to 2023. Welcome to Half-Life and Black Mesa. What a game. It turns 25 years old this year. Not until November, so there's a way to go. So, my God. Uh, it's getting to be a little old. Making me feel a little old. So yeah, this is Half-Life. What needs to be said? It's a classic, masterpiece. Great game. Be playing it 4K here, latest Steam release. Got a little HUD mod to make the HUD not so microscopic in 4K, because it's basically a HUD for ants otherwise. But let's get this thing started.
Good morning, and welcome to the Black Mesa Transit System. This automated train is provided for the security and convenience of the Black Mesa Research
Welcome,
Facility
troop.
personnel.
Welcome, Alice.
The time is 8.
Yes, it's a game with Vikings. They play against a nasty team called the Green Bay Packers.
degrees, with an estimated high of 105.
It's not going well.
The compound is maintained at a pleasant 68 degrees at all times.
Yeah, the menu is still teeny-weeny,
This
but the
train
in-game
is
HUD
inbound
is a
from
little bigger
Level 3 dormitories.
with this mod that I downloaded from the classic site Game Banana, which is a website I have not downloaded anything from in probably like a decade. It's downloading old-school Counter-Strike maps.
Beyond Sector
Jeez.
C. You will need to return to the central transit hub in Area 9 and board a high
You
security.
see the microscopic credits,
Yet submitted
equally
your
small size.
to the retinal clearance system. You must report to Black Mesa personnel for processing before you will be permitted into the high security branch
What a
of
game.
the transit system.
No, that's the only mod, the HUD one. Otherwise, this is the current
High-toxic
Steam version of
material
Half-Life.
routinely handled in the Black Mesa compound. No smoking, eating, or drinking are permitted within the Black Mesa transit system. Please keep your limbs inside the train at all times. Do not attempt to open the doors.
Yeah, I think the worst bit about this would be if you're running late for work,
Station platform.
like Gordon is.
Of an emergency
There's really no way to speed it up. It's just you contemplating,
and await further
you
instructions.
punching in late
If it is
for like a
necessary
good 5 minutes.
to train, disabled personnel should be evacuated first. Please stay away from electrified rails.
Please stay away from electrified rails.
Station until assistance arrives.
Definitely won't come up later. Yeah, one of my all-time favorite games. Big Half-Life guy here. I love Half-Life. My first exposure to this was a good friend of mine's dad had it on his PC, so I was hanging out with him, and he's like, "You guys want to see a really cool game?" Yeah. Back in 1998, good God. I was probably like 99.
A reminder
yeah.
that the Black Mesa Hazard Course Decathlon will commence this
Subject,
evening
Gordon
at
Freeman.
1900
Page
hours
27.
in the Level 3 facility. The semifinals for high security personnel
Research Associate.
secure access to
Anomalous Materials Laboratory.
Remember, more lives than your own may depend on your fitness. Do you have a friend or relative who would make a valuable addition to the Black Mesa team? Immediate openings are available in the areas of
But it was a game changer,
and
for sure.
clearance security. Please contact Black Mesa personnel for further information.
It's like the FPS before Half-Life and after Half-Life.
In the areas of theoretical physics.
The closest thing would be Quake 2 in terms of maintaining consistency within the stages, not just having them be these like isolated, arbitrary stages. You know, Quake 2 had that kind of campaign, but Half-Life here was the first to put it in the real world. this. Last time I played this was Sven with a friend.
Personnel.
Oh, sweet.
Regular
Yeah, I love Sven Co-op.
biohazard screenings are a requirement of continued employment.
Played 1 and 2 back-to-back. Was kind of disappointed by 2. Curious what my thoughts are.
Or radiation
I
check.
like them a lot. 1 might edge out 2 a little bit for me, but
If you feel you have been exposed to
2 was mind-blowing.
other
That
hazardous
first reveal at
materials
E3
in
back
the
in like
course of
2003
your
was
contact
insane.
your radiation safety officer immediately.
That was 20 years ago. That makes me feel even older. That's crazy.
Your future depends on it.
Or downloading these insanely low-res photos and videos.
Sector C testing
Half-Life 2.
control facilities.
And then the Half-Life 2 beta leaking. Oh my god. Playing the Half-Life 2 beta back then felt like I was accessing
Please
something
stand back from the automated door and wait for the
truly
security
otherworldly.
officer to verify your identity. Before exiting the train, be sure to check your area for personal belongings. Thank you, and have a very safe and productive day.
Morning, Mr. Freeman. Looks like you're running late.
It's shorter than I remember it being, but I was also yakking the whole time, so that helps. So try to put into context Half 2 was 2004, so it did. I think it still holds up. I think it's still fun. I mean, both of these games are really, really good. They have a couple boring spots. Like Half-Life 2, I would say Root Canal is not so fantastic. Some of the later coast stuff, I like the initial coast stuff, but when you get to like last stretch before Nova Prospect, this is my first time playing the game in 4K, and Barney looking pretty insane here. Jeez Louise. Yeah, I do like the 90s gritty industrial atmosphere. All things considered, pretty realistic. Like, you have a few sections, like, where you're dealing with, like, the big, you're navigating, like, the pipes through, like, the radioactive green goo. That's like, yeah, this is super 90s, but I love that. That's why I'm playing this version and not the Black Mesa remake, which is cool, but for me, if I had to choose, I'm always going to go with classic Half-Life. This presentation, the voice acting, the character models, I mean, the scientists screaming for their lives.
I had a bunch of messages for you. We had a system crash.
You can't top
a couple
that.
minutes
Can't
ago,
beat it.
I'm still trying to find my files.
The music.
Just one of those days, I guess. They were having some problems down in the test chamber, too, but I think that's all straightened out. They told me to make sure you headed down there as soon as you got into your
Hi, Diego. It was me. I ate all the donuts.
I must remember to report that fluctuation.
Check this out.
My
Hey,
God,
stop
what are you
that.
doing?
Come on, Gordon. You trying to get me into trouble?
Troop, do you mean the early concept art for Half-Life 2? It's like, yeah, definitely far more apocalyptic, a lot darker. I have this book, Half-Life 2 Raising the Bar, which basically covers the making of actually both Half-Life 1 and 2. Lots of cool concept art, lots of great insights from Valve employees. Awesome book. Love that book.
Hello there.
That's one of the books that I'm planning on doing coverage of at some point. So I've got a lot of stuff planned for 2023 for this YouTube channel. And one of those
Shake up those grand unifications.
will be doing some like game related books, whether those be like art books or making ofs or whatnot. I've got a shelf full of them already, so I'm just basically waiting for a better camera to do them justice before I do that.
I can't be bothered right now. You'll just have to wait until after the test.
Yeah. 2023 is going to be a big year. This is like those footstep sounds. I gotta have it. I can't play Black Mesa. I need those.
Hello, Gordon Freeman. It's good to see you.
Here's another little idiosyncrasy of the
Simulation results are perfectly acceptable, you know.
original Half-Life engine here. When these characters are interacting with bits in their environment, like this character here was just like pushing, you know, for his soda pop or whatever, and Barney earlier typing on the computer, the NPC is actually generating the sound effect. So if you look at their mouth is flapping.
I hope those containment parameters are still nominal.
Let's nuke this casserole, though.
Please, leave me alone until after the experiment.
Yeah, so just saw his lips flail there while he's like punching the soda machine. I will be making the I will basically be torturing the scientists tonight because I do love all the funny sounds they make. Yeah, the yelp sounds, the screams, especially Walter here. Walter are the best. Here's your soda.
My God, what are you doing?
Oh, check it out. Oh my God. Oh boy. Yeah, so these names,
Why do we all have to wear these ridiculous ties?
these are all Valve employees. There's Mark Laidlaw, the writer of Half-Life. Yeah, this section is basically, I think, Valve trying to one-up 3D Realms. Like, we can make interactive environments too. Speaking of that, I think Half-Life, I mean, I'd be willing to bet that this game is one of the major reasons why Duke Nukem Forever got rebooted so many times. You know, it was probably that first iteration in '96 where it was, you know, basically Quake 1 engine. And then Half-Life came out and was like, this is how you can do a modern FPS. And what's his name? George Broussard was like, no, 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 we got to start Duke over. We can't compete with this. Here it is. One of the coolest suits in gaming.
Welcome to the HEV Mark IV protective
Oh, yeah.
system for use in hazardous environment conditions. High impact reactive pump activated. Atmospheric contaminant sensors activated.
Such a great idea of this beat drop. Putting the suit on. That's so good.
Medical systems engaged.
This all looks nominal.
Selection system activated. Munition
I love this game so much.
Go right on through, sir. Looks like you're in the barrel today.
interface online. Have a very safe day.
I don't think Laidlaw did Portal. I could be wrong, though. If anyone's curious, I mean, this is probably well known for anybody watching this, but a couple years ago, Laidlaw released his treatment for what Half-Life 3 would have been. So if you're into this series and you're looking for a resolution, at least how Mark Laidlaw would have envisioned it, definitely look that up.
Dr. Freeman to anomalous material test laboratory.
Yeah, all these details. If you waste time like I'm doing, you start hearing like, Gordon, we know you're here. Get down to the lab. What are you doing? But also stuff like this. Seeing these locations we'll be running into later in the game. Is presented in like a diegetic way. Also, that's the beta model, or one of the beta models for Barney there. There's just so many great little touches. So much care. I'll take the elevator. Yeah, this is diegetic. Gordon's got speakers built into his outfit. He's got Bluetooth. Imagine what the office parties were like here in Black Mesa.
Good to see you.
Hello. Practice my bunny hopping.
Can we do this later?
Ah, Gordon, here you are. We just sent the sample down to the test chamber.
We've boosted the anti-mass spectrometer to 105%. Bit of a gamble, but we need the extra resolution.
The administrator is very concerned that we get a conclusive analysis of today's sample. I gather they went to some lengths to get it.
This guy's working on the synthwave album over here.
Gordon, in the test chamber.
Test chamber. I've played this so many times. God, I don't even want to know.
Why do we all have to wear these ridiculous ties?
It's about to go critical.
It's about to go critical.
What the hell is going on with our equipment?
It wasn't meant to do this in the first place.
I love all of these super classic, very, very compressed computer sounds. Oh man, this is making me feel very nostalgic. This art style holds up well though, definitely. I think one of the nicer touches of this Half-Life engine was the built-in texture filtering coming in like kind of standard, which helps I think this stuff hold up. You can disable it if you want more of that like kind of classic Quake look, you know, everything very like pixelated, but I think all these textures were built with that filtering in mind, so I don't like to disable that personally.
I'm afraid we'll be deviating a bit from standard analysis procedures today, Gordon.
Yes, but with good reason. This is a rare opportunity for us. This is the purest sample we've seen yet.
And, potentially, the most unstable.
Look at those
Now,
hands.
if you follow standard insertion procedures, everything will be fine.
I don't know how you can say that, although I will admit that the possibility of a resonance cascade scenario is extremely unlikely.
Gordon doesn't need to hear all this. He's a highly trained professional. We've assured the administrator that nothing will go wrong.
Ah, yes, you're right. Gordon, we have complete confidence in you.
Well, go ahead. Let's let him in now.
I think there's a little retcon in Half-Life 2, like Breen was supposed to be the administrator for Black Mesa. I don't mind running into Kleiner and Eli. Like, I think that's, you know, that's fine. But having the guy in charge of City 17 be, you know, also the administrator from Black Mesa, that starts to get into like George Lucas territory a little bit. Killer sound design here. Reverb.
Testing. Testing. Everything seems to be in order.
All right, Gordon. Your suit should keep you comfortable through all this. The specimen will be delivered to you in a few moments. If you would be so good as to climb up and start the rotors, we can bring the anti-mass spectrometer to 80% and hold it there until the carrier arrives.
Yeah, there's a few moments like that in 2. Now about that beer I owed ya. We're getting the same crowbar. I mean, crowbar. I'm willing to take the crowbar. It's iconic, but
Very good. We'll take it from here.
yeah, Breen being Black Mesa admin, well far.
3, 2, 1. I'm seeing predictable phase arrays. Stage 2 emitters activating now.
Gordon, we cannot predict how long the system can operate at this level, nor how long the reading will take. Please, work as quickly as you can.
Overhead capacitors to 105%. It's probably not a problem.
I love this.
But,
Probably.
This small discrepancy. Well, no, it's well within acceptable bounds again. Sustaining sequence.
I'm so excited to be playing this again.
That the sample is ready, Gordon. It should be coming up to you any moment. Look to the delivery system for your specimen.
textures. I'd be curious to know where they source some of these. That almost looks like a tape deck or something that's been mirrored in the middle.
Standard insertion for a non-standard specimen. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Order. Get away from the... Shut it down. Get it shut down. It's not. It's not. It's not shutting down. It's not.
I agree, Mouse. Very relatable. I mean, if Gordon hadn't been the one to push the test sample into this, somebody else would have. So really, you know, I know some people, it's, you know, oh, it's all Gordon's fault. This entire, like, Half-Life saga, but if he had called in sick, somebody else would have pushed that sample in here. Like Gordon's fault.
Unauthorized personnel.
This is so killer. Oh, hey, when I was playing Devil May Cry a few months ago, I mentioned that same sample used in Half-Life. Not the save room from RE4 one, but that other one. You can kind of hear it in the background here. Pulled from a sample library CD. Yeah, no cutscenes the entire game, from Gordon's perspective. The way it should be done.
Why didn't they listen?
We tried to warn them.
I never thought I'd see a resonance cascade, let alone create one.
Gordon, you're alive. Thank God for that hazard suit. I'm afraid to move in and all our phones are out. Please, get to the surface as soon as you can and let someone know we're stranded down here. You'll need me to activate the retinal scanners. I'm sure the rest of the science team will gladly help you.
I never noticed these funky shoes before.
Can get this under control.
It's like 16th century, like pigskin shoes.
Interesting.
Head crab going hard.
Fine. You won't even know I'm here. I predicted all of this, you know. All of it.
Ooh, tagged by that one. This is nice too, starting to throw the most basic enemies at you before you have a weapon. Not enough or you're gonna get destroyed, but adding a little bit of risk. That's actually really well done, how it's drawing that texture on the wall there. Nicely done, Valve. Here it is. You know what we must do. Your first little clue, yeah, you're not always going to be able to rely on the standard, you know, machinery here to like smash our way through the door. Good. Oh dear. Some Gibbs going absolutely crazy. This is kind of like the classic Mortal Kombat thing going on, where anytime somebody gets exploded, there's like 3 skulls, 4 arms, a couple rib cages.
Glad to see you. What the hell are these things? And why are they wearing science team uniforms?
Nice one, Barney.
Nice in my trophy room. Okay, I'll cover you.
Has anyone ever read The Mist by Stephen King? It's noted as one of the big inspirations in this story. Very similar. Obviously, The Thing is a big inspiration in this as well. I was gonna say inspiration and influence simultaneously. Inspiration. Of course, if we were not super ethical, we could take out Barney here and just take that gun now.
Boys could have made a bigger mess.
But we'll leave him alive. See how that casserole's doing. Yeah. If there's any other goodies we can grab in here. Get 3. Ammo.
This place is a lot bigger than I thought.
Where's Gordon's Freeman? Freeman. Yeah, so Gordon's got some stuff here in his locker. What does he got? Coffee mug, thermos. Mark Laidlaw's previous 2 novels he had written before this game. The 37th Mandela and The Orchid Eater. Haven't read either of these. That's his diploma. I think that's upright if you look at this earlier. And then
I would really
believe that is a baby of one of the Valve developers at this time. It's nice having these load screens be so microscopic. I've seen I've seen Maximum Overdrive once. Very funny movie. Just instantly splat. Yeah. That's great. Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite visuals from this earlier here.
Personnel, please report status.
This early section. Spooky. One of the reasons why this game holds up so well is the controls still feel so fantastic. This is one of the first FPSs that shipped with WSAD as standard controls. You know, just like that's the existing template, you know. Couldn't quite make it. But not just that, but the actual kinetics of moving around still feel totally fine, you know, they don't feel dated. Obviously the visuals are, but as long as the gameplay still feels good. Oh. This is what I'm talking about. Does a single human have that many organs? How many bones?
All right.
Let me just double check something here in the settings. Feels like auto aimed. Yeah, turn that off, please. There he is. Yeah, the AI in this game is actually pretty sophisticated. Like, more so than it needed to be. There's a YouTube channel, his name is like Marfamous or something. But he does all sorts of experiments with the Half-Life AI, and it's like... yeah, very surprising the level of depth they went with this. Hi Joe, Happy New Year. Yes, great game, thank you. Come over there.
Wait. I refuse to go another step.
You know you're really pro when you start smacking the head crabs out of midair. Yeah. Wrong side. Sven took us like 15 minutes. I love Sven co-op. It's so much fun. I'm happy that it's now officially on Steam and still going strong. This little segment here, I don't know why, but it's always one of the more memorable moments of the game for me. It's like same thing with MGS. I think I just have a thing for cargo elevators. This and the jumping bit immediately after. The suspended boxes. Watch out! Poor head crabs. I believe you can actually clear that jump before that thing spawns. It's like cargo was just doing for me. They're just very good. Very aesthetic. The bull squid. What's he shooting at? Oh, the head crabs. One thing I like about this series is that all these alien creatures feel like they have been just pulled out of their environment and thrown here. They're not just like, you know, arbitrarily antagonistic. They're just as confused and out of their element as you are, you know? Obviously they're hostile, but you can see some kind of like species hierarchy going on for the different creatures, which I think is really neat. The use of like the barnacles, they probably adapted the best. Not like they had much choice in terms of movement, but adapted the best to their immediate environment, you know? I can actually use them to get up here. Let's see if I can do it. Yeah, the closest thing I think you get in Half-Life 2 are the weird subvariants of the head crabs, especially the black furry ones, which were, you know, nightmare fuel for sure, and still are to a certain extent, but definitely back then. But the feeling that they've been kind of bioengineered the same way most of your other opponents in that game have been. Like the Combine, like foot soldiers, are basically human hybrids, but even things like the helicopter analog in that one, you know, it's clearly some kind of organic, that's some kind of creature, some alien life form that's been modified. I will say, getting into Star Trek a few years after Half-Life, Half-Life 2, discovering, you know, the Borg, and basically that, you know, they were the whole Combine concept, almost cut full cloth prior. It took a little of the wind out of the sails of the Combine for me, but I still think they're cool. It's like things like the Grubs, you know, seem to be like masterminds of some kind for the Combine. They've become so reliant on their technology that they've evolved past having eyes or ears or other, you know, immediate sensory organs. Yeah, this is the section I was talking about earlier. Kind of nonsensical in terms of like an actual space, but a cool location. Great use of ambient audio. Like the boxes go to, they have to, all right, we see how big they are, right? And you get all these doorways that they cannot pass through. I don't know. Let's not dwell too much on that kind of thing. There's going to be some silly stuff like that. Armored Core, those PS1 games, this is a load of that, which is very amusing. Be talking about that in those review videos, though. Believable as far as the designs are concerned. Yeah, totally. A lot of thought went into the creature design.
The containment system is completely
no.
failed.
Yeah, the alien audio, fantastic. Almost sounds like a dog panting before you get the nice, juicy gib sounds. Yeah, all the weird Half-Life reverb. This is a death trap right here. Pass on that one, I don't need the ammo. Yeah, if it's just the contents of the crates, then why are they suspended above this, like, massive, like, more than 5-story deep chasm? Yeah, it's a great creature.
Freeman. Who would... Gordon. If I'd known it was you, I'd have let you in. Everyone's heading for the surface. But I think they're crazy not to stay put. Someone is bound to come by and rescue us.
Are they?
Glad to oblige you, fella. I'm going to stay here and wait for my colleagues.
Yeah, I think you can get up in there if you utilize the barnacle, but I'm gonna pass. Dr. Newell. Anybody do anything fun for New Year's? Oh, there's our first head crab and event. Followed by another one. And another one. Yeah, the lighting work is phenomenal. So that's all pre-baked, basically, too. Go a long way with that technology. Out the window. Exciting. I watched Mystery Science Theater and then fell asleep and then briefly woke up at midnight. Somebody launching some fireworks in my neighborhood. Oh! Hi. Where's it going? Ah, the shotgun. One of classic FPS's finest.
If we should go any further, this doesn't look right. Man, did you see that shot? What's that stench?
These little moments you get sometimes when the AI collides like that, that's really good. I think you can get up there. No. Let's see now. Where are we going, Barney? Can you give me a boost?
Yeah, we we might stand a better chance if we team up.
Hey Victor, Happy New Year, pal. Remember where to go here.
I'll stay here and guard this area.
No.
Okay, we might live longer if we work together.
Come with me. Is it up there? Let's see if I can jump on his head. Yes. This is not what you're supposed to be doing, but yeah, I don't think you can actually go in there. Come on, Barney. I want to get into that vent. Yeah, you can't get in there. Even if you do jump on his head. Yeah, the alien scientists still trying to communicate. It's nice touch. They definitely go further with that concept in Half-Life 2 to a very disturbing degree. So like somebody's lungs being inside out, trying to like vocalize, "Help me!" Oh yeah, take him back over this way. Or, no, go up here. Try both. Half-Life indeed. Come on, Barney. You can navigate the door, can't you? Come on, pal.
Okay, I'll secure this area.
There you go.
Do that. Let's run like hell.
Come on, Barney, what are you doing? Get taken out by the turret. There you go. No, I haven't tried Alex yet. I don't have a VR headset. I would certainly like to, though. If anyone wants to donate one, be very, very much obliged. Come on, Gordon. That's alright.
Got one.
Glock, very satisfying gun. All the guns in this feel pretty good to use. Especially the crossbow. It's probably always my favorite. December. Let's do this. Oh. Or not.
Bring it on.
I was gonna try and lure the scientist into that. I lured myself.
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too. Oh. Wow! This game just feels like a playground to me in a lot of ways these days. In a good way. Alright, let's try and do the cool thing. He didn't explode, but he did die, so. How many nades yet, do we? Cruising through this.
Hey, what the hell are you doing down here?
Sorry, Barney. Some of the greeting lines basically set themselves up as punchlines. You gotta do it to them. Although they probably would have been useful in this section here.
Minor lacerations detected.
Yeah, Half-Life 3 not existing today had some tech. They've been saying that for a long, long time. I wouldn't hold your breath for Half-Life 3 at this point. I'll probably get something else though. I mean, Alex did pretty well, right? Sure, this game's probably the most recognizable sound effects in the history of gaming. Yeah, definitely up there. Top 5. Ouch.
Major fracture detected. Warning. Vital signs critical. Emergency. User death imminent.
Can you imagine hearing that? User death imminent. Thanks for the vote of confidence, Siri. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's like Half-Life 3, all the rumors, I've followed him the whole time. It's like, is Half-Life Episode 3 just becoming Half-Life 3? What about the Borealis? Will it use the portal gun? Speaking of the Borealis, that was always one of the coolest bits of that Half-Life 2 beta, because that's, you know, most of that stuff made it into the final game in some form, but that entire ship section was programmed. You know, it's like a 20-minute stage. It's got enemy design, lots of cool effects. I also had the Stalker characters, which are cut out of launch Half-Life 2. It's like creepy, like, corpse types things. You know? Like, surviving purely on mechanical life support with, like, spikes for feet and hands. That kind of thing. That's it for office complex, right? The elevators coming up here. Yeah, listen to this. Awesome audio. Look out! The grenades are so much fun in this game. Where'd that scientist go? Hi.
Lead the way. Slow you down, right?
Oh no, I fell. Slow down, Gordon. It's slippery up here. That almost got me. That's about as close as I can come to an actual jump scare moment these days. I always forget about that little guy. Now, given how clean this bone and skull are, you have to wonder, were these just here to begin with? Like it wasn't the alien invasion? You just have like some skeletons located throughout Black Mesa. I mean, that looks pretty fresh. The scientist's leg here. Yeah, the reverb, it's interesting. It's so resonant that it almost sounds like it's creating tones. Like if you're using a synthesizer, just like crank the resonance to max, basically.
Don't count on the cavalry finding us down here. Head for the surface.
My twin!
But we can still climb.
Hi, Inkula. How are you? Hi.
Let's go. Don't worry. I am a doctor.
Yes, give me a syringe.
Why are you leaving me here? Let me take care of that wound for you.
Thank you.
I'll stay here.
One more.
Yes. I'll stay here. All right.
Or not. Let's rock.
Yeah, let's go.
It's funny, Melania. How's that going for you?
Minor level detected.
Oh my god. Here we go. Thank you.
You are from the anomalous material.
Action scientist.
These crab creatures have a unique... Saying, stop attacking immediately.
You scared? Yeah, my current playthrough of Elden Ring, my Johnny Dark Souls type build, try not to use the summons either. He's having a hard time. Ouch. I say whip out the Great Shield for Melania. Oh. Even if she's absorbing some health with the blocking, I think it's useful, especially if you're doing like guard counters. We're not opening that door. I mean, we can't take the scientist past this point, so... Any last words? He's frozen.
Oh dear!
Oh my god. Relax! He knows what's about to happen. That's why he's so scared. You saw what happened to his other scientist pal. What's going on? No. No. No, that wasn't very climactic.
I can't hold on much longer.
God, no, not much longer. So, here's a fun fact with this scientist. He cannot die until you get up to this scripted bit up there. Dark! That's the best one. Dark! He just phases to the elevator. I always thought that was a little weird. Kind of like in Dark Souls 1, when you're going, you know, the walkways above that big hall in Anor Londo with the painting. You break that big chandelier and it falls and it makes zero sound. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. Okay, back. Thanks for waiting. Using the Ginza wheel. Two-handed is not really an option for me. I see. We've got hostiles. Another great chapter in this game featuring the introduction of some of the still most fun to fight enemies in an FPS.
For God's sake, open the silo door! They're coming for us! It's our only way out! Oh my God, we're doomed!
It's one of my favorite lines. Oh my God, we're doomed! Reminds me of like Rick Moranis or something. I just love the scientists in this. Yeah, the game was paused, and I was taking a quick break. Open the silo bay doors! Oh my God, we're doomed! Alright. Yeah, the Marines in this, still to this day, I think have some of the best opponent AI, you know, dealing like firefight, you know, to firefight type encounters in FPS. They still feel really good. I think they actually have much better AI than the Combine in Half-Life 2. The Combine just kind of like sit there and let you shoot them, even on hard. Whereas the Marines here will actually flank you, provide cover fire. Like, it goes in depth. It's pretty cool. But definitely one disappointing aspect of Half-Life 2 for me is that specific aspect. Yeah, I mentioned earlier, like playing like this versus Black Mesa. They improved on it, but the Marines and the Black Mesa mod are still like clearly using the Combine AI. Not quite as fancy. Little troll moment there. This game is definitely, I mentioned this earlier, great at generating these kind of like emergent scenarios for the AI. Just the way they kind of interact with each other, the different traps, things like the trip mines, or in this case, the sentry gun activation tripwires and stuff. The fact that the aliens can trip those, so those two Vortigons that just spawned in, that's what they're really there for. That's the real risk of those guys. It's just so good. Cool. Is Black Mesa worth trying? Yeah, definitely. It's definitely good, no doubt. Like I said, I prefer Half-Life, the original, overall, but Black Mesa is definitely a very good take on the original. Alright, and we got some extremely slippery materials here. So Gordon's wearing the HEV suit, which is the latest in hazardous materials, you know, kind of management. I mean, this is the kind of thing you could say Valve, you know, maybe this is part of like the in-joke. So this suit is built for handling the most kind of, you know, dangerous radioactive materials possible, yet it still can't handle any kind of slippery surfaces. It's like Three Stooges type stuff. And of course, the trap is you slide right through that thing here. But let me see if I can save these scientists, shall we? Built to detect when somebody's hitting it with a crowbar, I guess.
Search and destroy force.
Yeah, the elites towards the end of the game are cool, but the standard Metro cops just kind of not very smart. They just kind of stand there and shoot at you. Oh, there he is! I love this game. It's been years since I've played it now, but man. Sounds like might as well be tattooed on the back of my hand, you know what I mean? So many hours in this.
Rescued at last. Thank God you're here.
Poor Walter. Always gets the most unfortunate deaths. What's wrong? Yeah, there isn't too much sway on the crowbar, a little bit as you run around. Oh yeah. Yeah, those marine barks. How iconic is that? Go, recon! These guys actively take cover. I'm playing on normal and they're still doing that. I have never played any of the Guilty Gear games, actually. I'd like to. If you were to recommend one of them, where should I start? This chapter is so iconic. This is so good. Right in the barnacles. Yeah, I'll go the other way around. What's Kelly Bailey up to these days? He did the soundtrack for Half-Life 1 and 2, but I don't know what he's been up to. What do you do after these? Is he still even at Valve?
Take me with you.
Darg! For God's sake, open the silo doors! Oh! Yeah, so I'm talking about the immersion stuff. Letting the different factions of the game interact with each other. That's good. That's such a... That's always... Oh. Maybe I should have been playing the game. I was gonna say, it's always a very pleasing aspect of game design. Something that I think always should be strived for. Yeah, he's recording. Sir, this zipline sure is wet and smelly. Yeah, being able to... I love that. Anytime in a game where you're able to turn the tables and use the traps against your, your opponents, that's always very, very good. Yeah, the barnacles are no joke in this one. Half-Life 2, you get a few seconds to, blast your way out of it if you're currently getting chewed on, but not in Half-Life 1 here. Capped. Alright. Let's do this sensibly. Rain World. Yeah, I keep getting that recommended. I gotta check that out. The aim on that grenade. Tom Brady down there. Speaking of football, anyone know how that Vikings game is going? Yeah, look at these guys. Actively taking cover. Nice. Great AI. Talking about iconic sound effects. Listen to that one.
Hotel Sierra Mine facility is secured.
I think we've taken care of the Marines. One more. 27-3? Oh no. Say it ain't so. Oh. Damn you, Aaron Rodgers. You thought the Black Mesa incident was bad. Behind D. What's a Russian gunship doing here? This... I love all of Half-Life, even Zen, but I gotta say the first half of this game is really where it's at. It's just so well structured, so well paced. Combat encounters. You get a little taste of freedom there. You get a taste of the surface before you're immediately driven back underground. Like we mentioned earlier, the fact that you're playing this entire game with Gordon's POV, it's like putting the player in those shoes. Like that momentary taste of freedom before we're immediately sent back underground is a cool touch. Gordon Freeman hater, hey, welcome. Yeah, I don't like the HD models at all. Just another thing we can lay at the feet of Randy Pitchford. What's my opinion on Duke 3D? I think it's a phenomenal game and I love it very, very much. It's one of my all-time favorite games. Yeah, I love Duke 3D. There have been, speaking of Duke, there have been 2 or 3 crazy leaks in the last week related to Duke Nukem. There was the prototype for this 2D platformer game, which basically was going to be Duke Nukem 4. And that game actually had the original title of Duke Nukem Forever, but it was like a 2D platformer in the style of the first 2 games, or Manhattan Project later on. That leaked. And then another thing that just leaked a couple days ago was Duke Nukem 3D Reloaded, which was going to be a remake of Duke 3D by Interceptor, which apparently was canceled. Oh, and then like 2 weeks ago there was another Duke game, like a prototype leaked, Duke Nukem Endangered Species Hunter or something like that. There have been a ton of Duke leaks in the last couple weeks. Insane. And it's all pretty jank, but I mean, the last like 6 months.
I killed 12 dumbass scientists and not one of them fought back. This sucks.
The last few weeks, Duke fans have been treated. I do have to wonder if this is all some kind of pseudo marketing campaign to ramp up for a new Duke title, which we'll see. I think the most important thing with Duke, though, is it's not Duke himself, it's that gameplay of Duke 3D, which was so insanely good. Great weapons, great enemies, fantastic stage design and atmosphere. And then on top of that, yeah, you get the sugary spice of Duke himself, but basically every Duke game released since then has like failed on almost every one of these levels. You know, the gameplay is not as good, and the Duke himself is just like, his portrayal is not right. Anyway. Let's go back in the vent. Oh, I don't think the leaks are fake. I just think that maybe there's some kind of intention behind these, you know, these projects, which were legitimately being developed at some point in the last 20 years. The fact that these are all coming out so close together is a bit suspicious. I mean, it could just be that, you know, the same thing with the Duke 2001 leak. You know, somebody got their hands on, you know, former Duke 3D dev, or I should say a former 3D Realms dev or something. They got their hands on all this stuff. Let's see. Maybe we can make this jump. I don't remember. Yeah, okay. A little bit of a maze down here. It's the amount of objects you can interact with mind-blowing. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. It's like this, the intro section of Black Mesa, being able to like detonate that guy's, you know, microwave casserole or whatever. The different things you can interact with, it definitely feels like Valve, you know, playing up that 3D Realms Duke 3D legacy a bit. Always get lost here. From what I can remember, you just basically have to just keep getting as low as you can, but we'll see how the next 5 minutes goes for me here. Definitely a lot of vent action. Solid Snake, eat your heart out. Still working on that as well. Juggling a few games at the moment. Is it really a dead end? I guess so. Playing that in Duck Station with some of those aforementioned tasty CRT filters. There we go.
So much for the government. Their idea of container is to kill everyone associated with the project. Judging from your hazard suit, I'd say you were part of what went wrong. Isn't that right? Now look, if anyone can end this catastrophe, it's the science team in the Lambda complex at the opposite end of the base. With the transit system out, I couldn't tell you how to get there. But there's an old decommissioned rail system somewhere through here, beyond the silo complex. If you can make it through the rocket test lab, you might be able to worm your way through the old tunnels to track down whatever's left of the Lambda team.
Yes, the exposition scientist. It was just about time for one of these to pop his head up. This is your destination. These are the challenges you may face along the way. Good luck, Gordon. Oh, I'm out of grenades. It's always my preferred way to take the scientists out. It's not as fun just to blow them away.
Let's go.
Let's go, scientist.
This is
Come on.
fine. You won't even know I'm here.
Don't be afraid.
This is as far as I go.
Oh, you're coming with me, alright. Oh, we're almost at the green goop blast chamber. Another awesome segment of the game.
Lead the way.
Come on, pal. No.
Yes. I don't suppose you'd reconsider? With my brains and your brawn, we'll make an excellent team.
Hey. I graduated from MIT. Theoretical physics. Give me a chance here.
I refuse to go another step.
Okay. Oh, damn, there was a grenade. Oh well. Yeah, shotgun to the face probably doesn't produce the most humorous results. You gotta give him a chance to squirm a little bit, you know? Darg! Run him over! Yeah, this was... I don't know if it was like a graphics card killer, but definitely... Oh, here we go! It was a pretty well optimized game. I mean, it was, you know, the gold source engine that this is running on is still basically divergence from the Quake engine, Quake 1 engine. So it runs pretty hot. I mean, pretty well. Oh my god. I always bounce off that edge. Biggest mistake Valve made is removing friendly fire. Yeah, I can understand why they did it, but yeah. Maybe they should have enabled it on like New Game Plus or something. Yeah, have some kind of New Game Plus feature where you can just go through and rampage. Instead of being stuck in Kleiner's lab. While he's talking to Eli on the phone for a few minutes, just mow everybody down, Alex included. And continue on. But yeah, this is the height of 90s PC gaming right here. Bright green radioactive goop. It's good stuff, folks. So a natural fit for the bull squids. This is helpful. Hey, this is radioactive, by the way, in case you didn't know. Or maybe it was Duke. We were talking about him. This is Duke. He's dropping his gang tag. He goes by.
25%.
Oh, man. This is great. Memories, Unreal, Deus Ex. It's all coming back to me. Giant rooms, I love them. I love the idea of all these like insanely big structures that are so large they just gradually go off into darkness in the distance. Great sense of scale. Very ominous. One of those things I like so much about Demon Souls, like when you get into that central chamber early on in 2-1 in Stonefang, where it just looks like this cavern is reaching upwards into infinity. I love that. See if we can take out the sound dive just like that. Yeah. Very nice. Looks like he was already maybe damaged. He went down pretty quick, huh? Sniper bull squids. Can I make that jump? Yeah, this section of the game is definitely a highlight for me. It's like everything that's great about Half-Life. The big, immersive level design, the crazy environmental challenges, great atmosphere.
Destroy the damned thing before it grows any larger.
Dark! Dark!
No! 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 Get it off me! Get it out! Get it out!
It does seem like this modern Steam version, this most up-to-date iteration, has some issues with syncing the animations. Like, that looked a little off.
Be quiet. This thing hears us. See you later. Let's get the hell out of here.
Oh, neat! I should have tried that. If you attack him, the claw won't grab him. That makes sense. You're breaking the animation routine. Okay, so step one. Very quietly. Barney! Instaponed. Yeah, you can use the grenades here to distract this thing. Speaking of Demon Souls, think of like the Dragon God fight. This is basically a similar concept, but I think executed much, much better in a game that came out 11 years prior. It's all good. It's been interesting playing all the Armored Core games and kind of seeing, getting an increasing, you know, accurate, I should say, filled out snapshot of From Software's development up until that point. You know, it's been really cool. I'm going to be revisiting Otogi pretty soon, probably this week, while I start editing the Armored Core Part 1 videos. That's going to be interesting. Great artistic aspects to Otogi. Some gameplay flaws, like the basically mandatory grinding sucks, but other than that, good. Cool. Why don't they make games where you have to figure things out by yourself anymore? Well, that's too challenging for your average gamer these days. They need highlighted icons and QuickTime events to know how to do things. I don't know. I think that most people playing video games are smarter than a lot of these big budget mainstream developers are giving them credit for. I don't know why there's assumed that people playing this stuff are like the dumbest people imaginable. Yeah, this is the core room. See that tunnel thing in Half-Life 2, one of the testers went in circles for 30 minutes. I believe it. Yeah, this game, great atmosphere. Most of the time, this is accomplished just via level design and ambient audio. No music, just spooky, weird ambient audio. No! No!
Major fracture detected.
Yeah, you gotta
Major fracture.
you gotta hit that ladder as soon as you press that button. Ready? Go! Otherwise you get pushed off. Or smashed once it picks up speed. Objective markers and non-open world games are a sin. I usually agree. One of the reasons I really didn't enjoy Resident Evil 8 too much, and one of the reasons is like everything is so insanely signposted. You know, I like exploration. When I pick up an RE game, I'm used to what I expect is I'm gonna have to use like my brain a little bit, you know, solve these puzzles and how I'm interacting with the environment. But in that game, anything you need to interact with is always labeled with like neon yellow glowing duct tape. This is like one example. I was like, this is... I feel like they're kind of assuming I'm an idiot. You know what I mean? Joe, I remember the E3 leak big time. I downloaded that and was absolutely mesmerized. Playing through, I mentioned that earlier, the two coolest things in that were that brief little map. It was like standing on the edge of a dock at sunset. And it was part of that E3 presentation. It was just like a few seconds, but being able to actually run around in that, being rendered in real time, you know, and not just being this like extremely grainy 240p. Video that I had downloaded off of, you know, GameSpy.com or whatever back then, Planet Half-Life, was super cool. That, the prototype Ravenholm with the Combine, and the Borealis was the coolest thing. Oh yeah, the blue gravity gun. You could like pick up anything, fling it around. It was like a laser beam that was like grabbing things. Yeah, this is pretty straightforward too. So we activated the things we need. Just follow the pipes back. We don't need any glowing markers. It's just follow the bright blue and red pipes and you'll be fine. Hello Tier, Happy New Year. I really enjoy RE2 remakes, too much puzzles. I really enjoyed it myself. I think it was probably about the same amount of puzzles as the original game. Did you like the original? Over there. Kind of weird how they laid those two corpses out like that, huh? Yeah, if you waste time, that bull squid will take out that bridge. Yeah, then we just have to activate the other thingy this way. Oh yeah, another very atmospheric bit. Yeah, it's been kind of interesting playing this and Armored Core and MGS all recently, all coming out in the kind of same, the PS1 Armored Core games, the same time frame, but especially MGS having, you know, similar graphics. Obviously, Half-Life here is more advanced, being on PC, but similar industrial kind of old, dusty setting, some spooky bits. Like MGS, it always catches me off guard, the communication tower segment. The ambient audio as you're going through those towers is straight up horror game. Really neat. And of course there's that classic jump scare with Otacon in the elevator. Yeah, it's basically the same game, RE2. I mean, the big difference with the RE2 remake is that you don't really have the two distinct scenarios for each character like you did originally, but I'm okay with that. That always got me. Not anymore. It's a nice enough heads up though. Suddenly coming to a halt and hearing like the screeching sounds of the cables breaking. Looking out the side, you can see the ladder. I think that's a pretty fair trap, all things considered. Hi!
I certainly hope you know what you're doing.
Come with me, right through this radioactive fluid.
And wait for my colleagues.
Or not. Look out! Oh shit! No! Yeah, this is definitely worth a play, tier. Definitely recommend it. It still feels very fun to play. If these graphics are too dated for you, then maybe play the fan remake Black Mesa. But I think this is a mandatory play. Oh yeah, this is cool. This guy trapped up here.
Yes, let's go. Have I been that much of a burden? Glad to oblige a fellow scientist.
How are we gonna get out of here, dude?
This is as far as I go.
Alright. Let's put up to a vote.
You still say there's nothing to chaos theory?
Sacrifice this guy or let him live.
My hiding spot, and I'm not moving until the situation is drastically improved. Now go away, and don't tell anyone I'm here.
Gordon tapping the grenade, thinking whether or not to let this guy live. The opportunity I've always been waiting for.
A failure of this magnitude is extremely improbable.
Yeah, let's see.
Well, there goes our grant money. No! No! Dark!
Dark! There goes our grant money. Oh, crushed! Guess I deserve that one.
I hear something.
Yeah, no, nobody alive back there. Do you know about the graphics? Is there a concept of the Combine enemies in this game? This is a lab accident happens. Well, there's a lab accident, and then there's all sorts of aliens that show up. But the biggest, in terms of gameplay, the closest thing to the Combine are the Marines that show up, who I think are actually a lot more fun to fight than the Combine. But they're similar in terms of, you know, dealing with a humanoid enemy shooting at you. I think you're going to activate both sides. Thank you very much. Forgot about that. Shit. How can I get back up there? Thank you, Victor. You just saved me a lot of time. Thank you very much. Snake eater caliber climb here. God, tongue twister. Scary. Do these things kind of rudimentary physics? Yes, energy online. Let's blast those things. The tentacle monsters. No! Combine, they're basically in the process of becoming modified as human beings. They're definitely not quite human anymore, but the basis for them. Just like everything else, they're being modified by the Combine. We got the power, we got the oxygen, we got the fuel. Let's do it. Forgot about that, how the explosion actually pushes you backwards a little bit. That's a cool touch. Nicely done. Like getting some System Shock 2 flashbacks here.
Detected.
The body of the many. There we go. Don't forget about that thing. Where? Oh! There we go. Back into Green Goopville. Yeah, the Psych. That was... Psy is extremely broken in Shock 2, but it's okay. I think it should be. It's tricky earlier on, but you're rewarded in the end game, which I think is, you know, pretty classic mage, you know, RPG experience. How does the final boss in this work? If you're really interested, I just get lucky. Yeah, it's not super clear, but it's basically just hit him a lot until he does enough damage, and then his head opens, and then hit him in the brain. Anyway. Yeah, Half-Life fans have been going hungry for a long, long time. So I definitely want to check out Alex. It's just waiting for the right VR headset to come along. I think it would be dumb to buy an Index at this point, considering how long it's been out and the fact that Valve still sells it for full price. It's like a generation, I think, old now. If I could get a high-quality headset with good visuals, a decent set of controls, and good compatibility, that's a really important thing that you don't get with a lot of these. I'd be willing to drop a few $100 on that. But I feel like the majority of the stuff I would be playing would be older games like this with VR, you know, patches built in. Like playing Shock 2 with VR, or Deus Ex with VR. Or even just Dark Souls with VR. You know, I don't need to be first person, just put me in that world and give me the 3D. Ooh! Ape Escape fans. All 5 of them. That kid. Oh! Didn't look right. Yeah, that was way zoomed in. Escape NFTs. No, God, please. Sharon, baby. Oh yeah, let's try the revolver. Boom! Oh. Well, I guess that's a little redundant now, isn't it? Oh. Ah! Jesus, what was that? I don't recall that ever happening. Oh, it's bull squid. See how his leg was getting bent backwards there? Great touch, Valve. All that green goo they need it for all the experiments in Black Mesa. All the No, stand up! Stand up! Stand up! Oh. Your wish is my command. Boom! There we go. That's what I wanted. Shot my grenade, baby. Damn! Alright, get silly now. Slow down. Don't sleep on the revolver. Jeez Louise. Awesome. Yeah, the AI for these guys is quality. Good job, Valve. It's always been a blast fighting these guys. Boy. Yeah, it does. Classic audio design. Very iconic sounding. crashed a little bit though, so maybe I'll finish this chapter up and then I'll call it a night. A little sleepy for old Half-Life here. Reach my half-life. It's true. Watch out for the worm! Single-player shooters these days. I agree. Is there actually... Don't make them like they used to, huh? Yeah, the MP5 grenades are definitely very satisfying. Being able to flank these guys. They flank you, you flank them. Awesome. Great AI. Open world games with half-baked RPG elements. Yeah, are those two. Gigantic world maps with checklist objectives.
Never gonna make it. You better go on without me.
Yeah, there have been a lot of cool FPSs in the last few years. Dusk. That's a good one. So the immersive sims, yeah. Not get the power. Oh. Ow. That's okay. I think I'm gonna call it a night here. I'm like rapidly starting to fall asleep. But this has been a blast revisiting this game. Always a treat. Always a lot of fun. I'll definitely play Half-Life 2 at some point on stream as well. Maybe some of the expansions, but definitely Half-Life 2 at some point. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna go eat some food and then probably crash because I'm very sleepy. Thank you everybody for joining me. It's always a treat, always a pleasure. I'll be back next Sunday with another game. It won't be Half-Life 2, but it will be another great game. And yeah, this year I'm going to start off with a bang. Watch out for plenty of videos on the channel in January. There's going to be at least 3. But thanks again, everybody. I hope you all are doing really well. Hope you have a great week. And Happy New Year's. Let's all make 2023 a good one and all that stuff. Okay. Farewell. Good night. Adios.